Hello, welcome to another Noah JD7 video. This is my official Premier League predictions for 2025-2026. Let's get straight into it. So, bottom place, relegation, I've got Burnley. I think they've lost, obviously, Brownhill and Trafford. Scott Parker, he's been relegated before, so I'm not sure they'll stay up. I think 20th as well. I think Sunderland and Leeds are both stronger than them of the promoted teams. Speaking of promoted teams, I think Sunderland will go down in 19th. Now, I want Sunderland to stay up. I want all the promoted teams to stay up. But I don't think it's going to happen for the third year in a row because I think Leeds will also go down. I just think the gap is too huge from the Premier League to the Championship, which is a shame. Then I've got Brentford in 17th. I think Brentford have lost a lot. They've obviously lost their manager, lost Mbeumo, Norgard. I think they might lose Wissa as well. So I've got them 17th. In 16th is Wolves. Again, Cunha, Ait-Nouri are gone. They've strengthened, I think, more than Brentford have. So that's why I think they'll finish above Brentford and Wolves in 16th. 15th, I've got West Ham. Not expecting much from them. They don't seem to be doing amazing. I don't know, I just got this feeling with West Ham, they never do too well recent years, maybe last 2 years. After that, in 14th, I've got Bournemouth. They might think that's a bit low. I mean, I think they've done well since staying up in 22-23, but I just think they've lost their whole back line almost. Howson, how do you say his name? Kirkes and Zabini, or something like that. On to PSG. So I think Bournemouth will struggle, but 14th they'll comfortably stay up though. There's just ahead of them in 13th, I've got Fulham. I don't think they've signed anyone yet, but again, I can't see them going down either. Ahead of them in 11th, I've got Nottingham Forest. I think they won't get Europe. I think they're going to struggle having to play in Europe this season, equaling Europe and the Premier League. I think obviously they haven't done that in ages. With Crystal Palace, I've got them in 11th. I think they're going to do okay, but again, I think they'll struggle a bit in Europe as well as the Premier League. Ahead of them in 10th, I've got Everton. And Everton under David Moyes are actually really good. And it's going to be, I think they could come easily at 8th or maybe even 7th. But I've got them 10th for now. Ahead of them in 9th, I've got Brighton. So 10th Brighton, 9th Everton. That's what I'm going to do. Brighton 10th, Everton 9th. Then we move on to the top 8. In 8th place, I've got Tottenham. I think getting from 17th to 8th, massive jump, got +9. And I think under Frank, I think they'll do quite well. But again, I think he will need some time to settle. I think he won't hit the ground running, in my opinion. But I mean, you wouldn't. New team, a lot more pressure than managing Brentford. And no offence to Brentford. Man United 7th. I think it's too big of a jump. Again, like 15th to 7th. I think Man United, if they get Donnarumma and maybe even Belieber, I'm a believer that will get maybe top 5 or top 6. But I'm going to put them in 7th for now. But yeah, so Manchester United in 7th. I think big signings from them. But again, I do think it's going to take time for the team to gel. I think Amarin's going to have... I trust Amarin as a Man United fan. I don't think any neutrals do, to be honest. But that's fair enough. I just think I would do much better. 7th, Conference League. From 15th up to Europe. Again, Man United only have the Premier League to focus on, which I think is going to help them do a lot better. So I think Man United maybe could get top 6, maybe even 5th, but maybe. But I'll go 7th. 6th, I've got Newcastle then. I think Newcastle, as I say, they haven't strengthened massively, which is why I think they'll drop from 5th where they were last season. But I still think they'll have a good year. In 5th then, that's Aston Villa. I quite like Aston Villa. I've seen a few people online saying they're not going to do too well. And I know they haven't strengthened massively, but I still think Aston Villa are a very strong team. Watkins, I think they'll keep hold of him. And I think they're going to have a good year. 5th place for them. In 4th, I've got Chelsea. In 4th. I think, again, the thing with Chelsea is I think Chelsea could easily win the league. I think the top 4, either of them, I could see winning the league. I think they're all amazing. And there's quite a big difference, I think, between 4th and 5th, with Chelsea and then obviously Aston Villa, Newcastle, Man United, Tottenham. So I'm putting Chelsea 4th. In 3rd, I've got Manchester City. I just think defensively they're too vulnerable. I think they haven't really got a certain starting 11. They're going to swap the players around a lot, which I don't think is going to help them too massively. So I'll put them 3rd. Still a good season, I think. So it's between Arsenal and Liverpool. In 2nd place, I've got Liverpool. I think, despite strengthening massively, they're defensively, I think they haven't got a backup for Van Dijk or Konate. So if one of them gets injured, they've got Joe Gomez starting, who I think is injured himself or is very injury prone anyway. So I think Arsenal is their year. Now, I'm not only saying that because I don't want Liverpool to win, but I think Arsenal, they've got their striker. I still think they need a left winger, to be honest, but I still think that's enough. I think they're going to win the league. So there's my Premier League predictions. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later. Goodbye.